Hey, what's going on today? I'm out in the apple orchard. I put some mulch down on the new 5 trees, and I planted 3 more peach trees, so I've got a total of 10 over there now. And I'm looking at the blossoms. You know, it was down in, it said it was 27 last night, which is a little scary if you have a 100 tree orchard. But I don't see any signs of damage. I don't see any signs of freezing or wither on these flower petals. They look vibrant and wonderful. I think we're going to be okay. I see some blossoms that are already set and have been germinated and are making apples right now. So we'll see. I think we're okay. You know, we're kind of in a little valley right here on this hillside, and we're protected by woods behind us. So maybe this little hillside here stayed a little warmer. Also, the pond down there, you know, it's a warm body of water. And when the temperature drops and heat rises, maybe that little bit of heat came up into the orchard and kept them safe. You know, ideally, I would plumb in a sprinkler system on top of the poles out here and have some rotational, you know, whirlybird sprinklers that I could fire up right out of the pond, and that would keep them from getting frostbite for sure. But you know, more time, more money. I'm only one man. So let's drive down. I'll show you the peaches I just planted. Such a gorgeous tree. So this little row that I've mulched around right here, 1, 2, 3, those are brand new peaches, and it's 2 different variety of peach. One is a red peach or crimson peach, and you know what, I don't remember what the other 2 are. But there's about 4 or 5 variety of peach in this little peach grove here. And I can hardly wait, if I'm here long enough on the planet, and I live here still, to see this grove mature into trees that are, you know, 18 feet tall, well pruned, and flush with fruit. It'll be amazing. It's going to be so pretty to see that. Of course, it's right across from the pond and the patio over there. So imagine sitting over there on the swing, sipping on a cold drink, and looking at your peach orchard. How cool is that? So it's nice. I've added this to the property. There's some peach trees up by our solar panels up here, and they had, you know, withered and died. Peach trees are very susceptible to disease and damage from extreme cold in Kansas. They don't do great here for a long time. But, you know, generally you can get a mature tree to grow and fruit for, you know, 5, 7, maybe 10 years, maybe 12 if you're lucky. The tree I had up there by the driveway, when we moved in, we literally moved in that week, and that tree's peaches had matured, and they were big as softballs. They were huge, and you'd bite into it and the juice would just run down your face onto your shirt. They were the most glorious peaches, and I watched that tree slowly die over about 2 years, and it just got more and more frail and dried up, and pieces would break off of it. And I don't know if it was fire blight that took it from the orchard that's up there, the apple trees. Maybe, I don't know, probably, but it was kind of sickening to watch that happen. Those peaches were, I mean, they were magnanimous. They were so good, and I think it was a Georgia peach. But that's when I decided we're going to put peaches back on the property in full force. So that happened, and added 3 today. Even the peaches look good. Their little blossoms are still still there. No withered flowers. And I think, you know, these flower earlier than most of the apple trees. And I think if they're going to fruit, it's already set. I'm not concerned if they fruit or not. They're such juvenile trees. They'll make tiny little peaches. And last year, what tiny little peaches we got, I think the squirrels took or the deer took. But now we have fencing, and soon we will have dogs running the property and keep them away. Here's one of our little projects I'm getting ready to work on. You can see the ladder there against the little tea house or the pagoda or whatever you want to call it. We've never come up with a suitable name for what this structure is. If you know one, if you've got a good idea of what to call this, put it in the comments so I know. The roof is shaped like a Pizza Hut. I've already taken the ceiling out from under it. I need to get up there and pull the shingles off of it, and then my buddy is going to come over and help me roof it. Well, actually, we'll probably redeck it and then roof it with asphalt shingle, so I probably will never have to roof it again. And the tree I have here in the front of the tractor, this is a globe willow. I've always wanted a globe willow. They're gorgeous trees when they're mature. They just kind of blow in the wind real gently. They're very beautiful. They leaf out pretty early in the spring, and I think I'm going to put it over there on the other side of the pond. I've got 2 cherry trees over there. Those little ones, if you can see them. And they're pretty. They're an ornamental tree. They're not going to get real big. And I might put this willow kind of almost down there, right in the corner of the fence line in the pond. It sure would be pretty, and provide a little bit of privacy from the golf cart path there. So that'd be pretty nice. I've also got what else did I get? I got a flowering dogwood, which would also look good over there. And I think we got a pink crabapple, if I remember right. It might have been a red. I don't remember now. I have to figure out where I'm going to put that in. But that might go on the little hill over there by the big deck. That might be a real good spot for it. It'll also be kind of an ornamental tree. And that's about it. Yesterday we took the new trailer and we went to Home Depot and we got 60 bags of mulch. And I got all the lumber. You can tell I've been cutting a lot of trees down. I got all the lumber I need and the metal I need to build the raised beds on the opposite side of the sidewalk near my greenhouse. And I'm going to build 24-foot worth of herb beds for our herbs. You know, because I like to cook a lot with herbs. And it's fun to dry them and sell them and blah, 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 blah. I'm excited about that. I got a free day, maybe tomorrow, to start constructing that. Later this afternoon, I've got a meeting with our planning committee here in the Baldwin City proper about putting my trailer, my camper, over there. And operating it as an Airbnb. So that'll be the Nest at Duck's Landing. And this kind of has to go our way. And then it'll go before City Council. Susan, of course, will have to recuse herself. But hopefully we can get it passed. And they'll let us rent the thing out on a nightly basis. It's kind of a glamping experience. That'll be awesome. I've got work to do on that side as well. I need to put concrete footings in for it to sit on, and it's going to have to be tied to the earth so it can't possibly blow over. It's part of the requirement. And then of course I have to run power to it. That's going to be very expensive. I'm going to call a buddy that owns a company, an electrician company, and maybe he's got some partial wire, a spool that I could run over here. I need 10 gauge wire, and it's like 200 yards. And it's gonna be a lot of money. Anyway. Oh, and then where the firewood sits, I need to build a lean-to, so I can split all that gifted walnut and hackberry that is super wet. The walnut will have to dry for 2 years before we can burn it. The hackberry will have to dry the full year. Probably won't be good this winter. But I need a place to stack it once it is cut and split. So I gotta build a lean-to. And then of course I've got the oak tree that I cut down. Kind of hoping it's gonna be okay to burn if I can get it split up and drying. But chances are it's gonna be too wet to burn this year also. So we'll see. So I'm gonna get back to work. I'll talk to you later. Welcome back. So this is what I've been doing for the past few hours. I planted the remaining trees and unloaded a whole bunch of mulch from the trailer. And then I built these raised beds. It's pretty simple. It's just the corrugated metal. I already had the corner posts. They were leftover fence post tops that we cut off. I had 10-foot posts, and that left me about 2.5 to 3 feet worth of post. So all the corners and the center posts, I already had them. So I screw the metal panel to the post there and there, and built a corner and just start working my way around. I used the tractor and I scraped off the topsoil here to kind of level us out. And it runs downhill here anyway. I'll never get them totally level, and it would be weird if they were, because the ones behind them, they also run downhill. The whole sidewalk comes down, and that's why this area right here is kind of a water collection point. Kind of a soggy area after a heavy rain. So I've lifted this corner and that corner to kind of get them a little more level. It at least appears from the driveway out here as you're coming in. You know, it doesn't look goofy, but you can definitely tell they run downhill, and that's fine. So some of the dirt here I'll put back into them, and then I'm gonna have to call and order topsoil from Raymond, and I'll fill the bottoms with, I don't know, probably a bunch of log and debris, some rock, maybe dead branches, and some compost, and then topsoil. So I've got to finish my end rail here. I miscalculated. I thought 2 8-footers would cover the ends. Well, when I spaced these out like this to show the corner, just to make it a little more attractive, that added length, or excuse me, it added width to the whole thing. So my two 4-foot boards, only one will actually fit, and it's not 4 feet. So I'm going to need to get, hopefully down in the barn, I've got some 2x6 scrap, and I can finish it out. If not, I go pick up another board. These are going to be great. So just like my other planters here, these are herbs. You know, down here on the end, I've got oregano coming back, strawberries, lavender, sage, wisteria, which kind of takes over these 2 beds, really. It's hard to keep it out of them. I've got some chive coming back, parsley coming back. I think those are old volunteer carrots. Beets all through here, and then carrot and icicle radish. And so these, you know, one whole bed I'll probably do lettuce. Maybe this bed over here that gets that evening shade from this redbud tree. This would be a great lettuce bed. And then over here I'll do just herbs as much as I can grow. And super excited about that. Let's take a quick look at the greenhouse. We got a few more things in there. I potted up a bunch of tomatoes. So there's a bunch of my herbs that'll go in there. I'm gonna have to get more potted up tomatoes. What I mean by potted up is they started up in little tiny seedling packets like this, and then they get potted up to a larger pot, and they'll dramatically get larger. We had to run the heater last night in here. Got down to 27 last night. Nice and warm in here though. A couple of these are new. This is new. A couple of those are new. Those will go out in the flower beds. Man, the cucumbers they're huge. Those are ready to go in the ground almost. So I gotta water the greenhouse here shortly. I got a meeting in about an hour with the city over my camper. So that's what's happening. That's what I've been doing today. Planting peach trees and ornamental trees. Building my flower beds. Super excited.